While shopping at the mall, the girl accidentally discovered that a ring being sold at the counter looked exactly the same as a product she had just designed that hadn't been released to market yet. She immediately asked the salesperson to take it out so she could examine it closely. After carefully observing it, she confirmed the ring was indeed her own work. At that moment, the girl immediately realized there was a mole in the company. To find this thief, the girl took photos on the spot to preserve evidence. On her way back, she also asked her colleagues about this jewelry company's situation. She learned that this jewelry store's designer was hired externally. The reason the girl wanted to inquire about these details was because she had never given her design drafts to anyone. She had only left one copy with her supervisor. But unexpectedly, the supervisor had turned around and sold the girl's proposal to another jewelry company. That night, after returning home, the girl looked at the photos on her phone. She was still quietly telling herself that maybe someone else had designed this piece before her. But the very next day, the girl discovered something was wrong. The girl looked at her colleagues' design drafts. Because they hadn't passed approval, they had all been returned, but hers alone hadn't been returned. At this point, a female colleague nearby told her that sometimes even when their design drafts clearly hadn't passed, management just wouldn't return the drafts to them. Most likely, they had already been thrown into that trash can. So over time, they had gotten used to it. This was the girl's first time encountering this situation. So during her lunch break, she carefully went to the supervisor's office. She asked the supervisor if her design draft had passed. The answer was no. The girl then asked why her draft hadn't been returned to her. The supervisor made an excuse that he had too many drafts and probably didn't know where he had put it. But just as the girl was about to leave, the supervisor answered a phone call. So the girl quietly waited downstairs. Watching the supervisor drive away, the girl immediately called a taxi to follow him. A few minutes later, she saw the supervisor enter a coffee shop. When the girl entered the coffee shop, she happened to see the supervisor meeting with the jewelry company's boss. So she secretly covered her face and hid to the side to observe in secret. This time, when the supervisor came out, he took out the girl's new design drawings again. After seeing them, the boss immediately guessed they were the girl's drafts. So he proposed poaching the girl to work for their company. However, the supervisor directly refused, because he knew the girl had a special attachment to the company. And based on his understanding of the girl, if she wasn't willing, it wouldn't matter who came to persuade her. However, despite this, the boss still wasn't planning to give up. She said that as long as they could poach the girl, she could satisfy any of her demands. The man proposed that he wanted company shares. The boss agreed without hesitation, but the supervisor hesitated and turned to leave. Little did they know, the girl had heard their entire conversation word for word. After the girl returned home and thought it over carefully, she decided to expose the supervisor's identity face to face. So the next day, when the chairman called a meeting, the girl immediately stood up. She decided to make the supervisor pay the price he deserved.